All right, guys, so I pulled up 3 more practice problems for you guys. So the first one is I have n to the second power minus 6n plus 8. So here I threw in a negative number, which I know you guys love so much. So first things first, start out with your diamond, okay? Remember, for moving forward, I want you guys to know that the top of your diamond is the value of A times the value of C. Okay, in this case, A is that invisible 1. B now is -6, and your constant is +8. So I want you guys to get into the habit of just writing it here on the side. A is equal to 1. B is -6, and C is 8, okay? 1 times 8 is +8. The value of B here is -6, okay? So like before, we're gonna list these factors, okay? First one, 1 times 8. I know that no matter how I add or subtract these, never going to get -6. So that's out of the question. My next one is 2 and 4. Okay. I know if I add them right now, I get +6. But if I make 2 negative and 4 negative, when I multiply them, I still get +8. But now when I add them, I get -6. So here are my 2 factors. You guys are going to have to play around with these numbers and like the negatives and the positives until you get used to it. But okay, so now remember what I said in my previous problem. I want you guys to box in this leading term, your first term. Forget the exponent just for this step. That exponent is super important, okay? Create your fractions. Bring your n or your 1n, but you guys know, when we have 1 next to a variable, we usually never put it. Okay, your answer. Your variable should always be positive. That's a rule of thumb. Your variable, always positive. Your denominator in this case is negative. And -2. Here, n is positive. Once again, your denominator is negative. This is your final answer, okay? Unless you're solving. If you're solving, you're going that extra step, making them equal to 0. Okay, next one. Draw an x. In this case, I have y to the second power plus 2y minus 15. I also threw in another negative. Okay, A, B, and C. So remember, your top of the diamond is the product of A times C. You have B. A is 1, just for this lesson only. B is 2. And C is -15. Okay, when I multiply that invisible 1 times -15, I get -15. My value of B is 2, okay? Let's list some factors. I know that 1 times 15 is 15, but I could never add or subtract these. I don't care if I make one of them negative, I'm never going to get 2. That's out of the question. My next 2 factors are 3 and 5. Notice here that the number, or 15 in this case, is negative. You guys know that when we multiply 2 numbers and I want a negative answer, one of them has to be negative. 3 in this case has to be negative, because when I add -3 plus 5, I get +2, okay? So 5 goes here, -3 here. By the way, order doesn't matter. You could have put -3 here and 5 over here. The answer is still the same, okay? Box in your leading term, leaving that exponent out. I don't care about the exponent for this step only. Bring your 1y to be the numerators for these make-believe fractions. From here, y should always be positive. Your denominator is positive. Okay, over here, y is positive, but 3 is negative. So it's y minus 3. If I'm going too fast, please just send me an email and I'll explain it a little more to you guys. So my last one, I made both of them negative. Let's see what we got. Make our diamond, okay? A times C is at the top, B is at the bottom, okay? So A is 1, B is negative 7, C is negative 18. Remember, please list them on the side. It'll really help for next section and just moving forward. Okay, 1 times negative 18 will always be negative 18, and the value of B is negative 7. Okay, let's list some factors. 1 and 18. I know right off the bat, I could never add or subtract them and get negative 7. So let me just save myself some work. My next one is 2 and 9. I know if I subtract these, I'm going to get positive 7. But I can make 9 negative, and when I multiply them, I'll get negative 18. And when I add them, I'll get negative 7. So I found my factors, okay? 2 goes here, and negative 9 goes there. Remember, my extra step. Box this in, your leading term. Bring down the y. Ooh, I didn't even make the fraction. Bring down the y again. Okay. Answer. Y is positive, so is 2. Second answer. Y is positive, but 9 is negative. Okay. Kind of rushed through this, but let me know how you feel, and can't wait to start tomorrow's lesson. I'll see you guys tomorrow.